Alright, I'm going to take you on a quick tour of my brewery. This is my lautering tun. I also use it to mash sometimes unless I have more grain than it can hold. It's a 20-liter igloo cooler, which I've modified with a short screen. I found that the prefabbed screens were a little too long, I think, for this space in here. Anyway, I had trouble with the diameter of a false bottom, and I just wanted to be sure, so I used a shorter stainless screen. I actually had to seal this with some silicone because it was leaking. I'm sure if I'd had the right size washer, I wouldn't have needed to do that. And just a simple outflow. Normally I like to batch sparge, that's why I'm comfortable using the bazooka style screen. When I have too much grain, I will do my mashing in here. I've got some saison ingredients going in there. That's Pilsner malt, and then a combination of 6-row barley, oats, Munich malt, and I think that's it. There might be one other thing in there. I'm shooting for something very light in color. I use a collection of pots rather than a single giant pot because I don't really have the money. And I'm cheap and I'm impatient, so I wasn't going to save up to get the money. So, you know, I'm not as efficient or quick as a lot of other brewers, or accurate, that's the word I'm looking for. I'm not as efficient or accurate as other brewers in terms of my processes and my equipment, but my family enjoys the beer that I put out. This is an old canning vessel. Those are my stainless pots. I'll use that often as a scoop. It's a little 3-quart thing. And that's pretty much the brewery. That bucket over there I use a lot for sanitizing, but it's also a bottling bucket. And because I marked the sides with gallon marks, that's why I use it, because I know how much it can hold. I guess the other piece of stuff from my brewery is my lucky hydrometer, which I've had since my first brew in 1993. I have no idea if it's properly calibrated. No, that's not true. I've tested it. It works pretty well. And that's it. That's the brewery, such as it is. We've got a secondary going on the warm fermentation chamber. That is our house bitter. It's I felt like it had some diacetyl in it, so I've added the heater to rouse the yeast a little bit. I racked it before I tasted it, and I think if I'd left it in the primary, it would have been a better choice. And then further downstairs, there's a mead going, and I've got a big old container lagering in the secondary fridge. My very first lager beer is here. And I noticed today that there's ice in the airlock and a thin skim of ice on the surface. So I don't have the most efficiently controlled refrigerator either. But, you know, it's going to be in there for a while, so if it gets a little ice on it, no big deal.